obstruction, my dear, a fall of rock. I'll help the coachman. Oh, we'll never move that one. We'll have to clear those small ones and go around that side. God. Emma! Kill him!
Hey, he's moving.
He's jammed.
Emma! Emma! Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Hey, no. What's to do with you? God bless us. You're deaf as a stone, aren't you? You're like a very decrepit out dog.
There's no call to shout.
Well, you've laid a place too many. Captain Bullman and Mrs. Bullman.
And Master Dominic.
Master Dominic's not here.
Of course I can hear.
Master Dominic's in Captain Beaver's school.
I know. He was only a young lad when the captain first took him in. And his mother, half laughing and half crying just to see him go. I remember.
There they are at last. Well, if they'd been much later, the dumplings wouldn't have been cooked the way the captain likes them.
Well, what is it then?
The captain's carriage. Oh, come on, look sharp.
Young George, help me down.
Where's the coachman?
Help me down.
Why, hey, you bleeding, sir?
I'm all right, help me down.
What's happening here? What's wrong, sir?
Why are them blinds drawn?
When do we draw blinds, Bessie?
What?
We draw blinds for a death.
Yes, we do.
Death?
A murder.
Oh, talk sense, sir.
My wife is dead. So's the coachman. You must carry them in, young George. And the stable boy must fetch the gig.
Oh, talk sense, sir. Talk sense.
You must wash them, Bessie. It won't be pleasant work, I can tell you.
I said talk sense, sir. Blood, oh, Captain, sir. George.
Bessie.
Captain.
Get me in, young George. Get me into the house.
How's that?
It's a little easier. Has that boy harnessed the gig?
Yes.
I want you to drive to Captain Beaver's and fetch Master Dominic home.
I'm too old.
I must see my son.
Well, I don't know that I can arrange it.
Of course you can.
He's as deaf as a post.
No, he's not.
When I first came here, Captain Charles Bullman, you were 3 years old.
I know I was. Now get off to Beaver's.
Yes. No. You weren't 3. You were, let's see now, I can't remember.
The pistol ball's still inside you. Shall I ride for the doctor?
No, you stay here.
Eh?
Bessie can go, you stay.
I can be there and back in half the time.
The men that did the murders might come back for me.
Why should they?
They were after something. And they won't give up till they get it.
Oh. If you hold still, I'll tie this up.
All right, thank you. Bessie? Bessie.
Have you told her, sir?
Told her?
About the men.
Bessie.
I can't believe it.
We must.
I can't. How can she be dead?
It's happened, Bessie. She's dead.
Well, I've done all I can. It's not right to ask any more. It's not right. Young George will have to go for the undertaker.
No, I must...
You must what?
Nothing.
What do you mean, nothing? Get one of them horses and go.
It's best that you go.
He?
Well, you'd be better walking than upsetting yourself here, don't you think?
Well, I happen I will.
Then on your way back, you can fetch the doctor. When he takes his bullet out, he can drive me to the magistrate.
Well, it maybe take me some time.
Well, I'll survive. Won't I, young George?
Oh, yes.
Well, if you both say so. I'll go and get my cloak.
Well, young George, it's up to us. You better fetch my pistols.
Harry, don't wag your tongue on the way home, lad. News will spread soon enough.
Captain?
What?
Captain?
Light those candles.
I've brought your pistols, sir. How do you feel?
My arm's going stiff. Put my coat around me, will you? What you must do then is go to the stables.
Stables? It's dark.
Afraid?
No.
I want you to search the carriage thoroughly. On the floor, down the sides of the seats.
What for?
Just search, young George. If it's there, you'll find it.
Who's that? Who is it? Who's there? No!
See the look on his face?
Just tie him up.
Nothing. It's not there.
What's to be done?
What do you think?
And the cut at the chest. And now, gentlemen, we will do it all again. Gentlemen, the thrust, the cut at flank, cut at head. At head, Bullman, not at flank. Come on, come on, come on. This drill is punishment for intolerable slackness, Bullman. Kindly concentrate. Are you ready, gentlemen? The cut at the chest. No, no, Sparrow, at the chest. Sparrow and Bullman, draw through, draw through. Do you want to be vulnerable, or are you physically incapable of being otherwise? To the contrary, I see you wish to be distracted by outside noise. Jenkins! Mr. Jenkins! We know well, Lestrange, that in the actual boarding of an enemy man of war, the sword fighting is messy, to say the least. That being the case, doorbell, Jenkins, to be answered.
Aye, Captain, sir.
That being the case, Weatherby, why do we seek perfection in the classroom? Oh, Weatherby. Bullman, answer.
To make
the correct use of the cutlass instinctive.
Very good, Bullman. A pity your sword arm is less sound than your logic. Thrust! Not very good, Bullman. Why, Sparrow, do we wish to fight instinctively? Too slow, boy, too slow. We wish to fight instinctively, Bulstrode, so that we may not be distracted by doorbells. The boy that is distracted by doorbells will take his eye off his opponent and will be killed by his opponent. The man who is not distracted by doorbells can react! I learned that trick from an heathen Chinaman in the Dutch Indies. I was not distracted by Mr. Jenkins. I was aware of his approach. In a hand-to-hand action, I would have disemboweled him.
Visitor in your cabin, Captain, sir.
Carry on, Mr. Jenkins.
All right, Captain, sir. Now, gentlemen, free card. When do we use our cutlasses? And the answer is boarding party, repel boarders, and shore assault. And with your shore assault, is jump out of your longboat, run up your beach, and climb your fortifications. It's physical excruciating torture. It's your legs turned to jellification before your sword arm can even come into play, so be prepared. Cutlasses at the port, running on the spot. Commence. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, halt!
Well, man?
Captain Beaver. Good evening, sir.
Aren't you with Captain Bullman?
Yes, him what sent me, sir.
Is something wrong?
Very wrong, sir.
But what is it? Sit down, man. Try to be calm.
She's dead.
Who's dead?
Mrs. Bullman.
How?
Murdered. Master Charles wounded. Pistol ball. He told me you were his friend, sir.
His friend? Indeed I am. I'll fetch the boy.
Captain! Young George, where are you? The doctor's here. Where are you?
What's happened? Oh, my God. Captain, it's the doctor.
I won't speak. I don't know anything. I won't help you.
Captain?
Where are you?
Oh, what's happened?
Who?
No, it's the doctor. He's come to help.
Bells.
You hear bells?
8 bells.
8 bells? Oh, Captain, what do you mean? Oh, never answer now. Oh, Captain.
My father said something before he died, didn't he? Oh, please, Bessie.
Well, it didn't make no sense. He said 8 bells.
8 bells?
I told you it didn't make no sense. Oh, come on, Nick, love. We best not keep that Mr. Travis waiting.
Well, Dominic, those are the main provisions of your father's will. In simple language, they mean your father's property passes to you. By codicil, your education, upbringing, and the care of your estates become the responsibility of Captain Beaver. It is also stipulated that your education should continue to prepare you for entry to the Royal Naval College, Portsmouth. But I don't imagine you quarrel with that.
No, sir.
Oh, hate the sea. Oh, Nick, I hate it.
Oh, don't grieve, Bessie.
Woman, the nation could not survive without the sea.
Well, I don't care. It takes men away.
Well, Dominic, have you any questions?
Yes, sir.
Speak up, then.
What is a codicil?
It's an addition.
You mean it wasn't always in the will?
No.
Could you read it again?
Certainly. In the event of my untimely death, I assign my paternal duties to my friend and former shipmate, Captain Edward Beaver, R.N. retired, who shall have full...
When did my father add the codicil?
A week before the accident.
You mean his murder? My parents were murdered.
Keep calm, Dominic.
Does that mean my father thought he might die? And why was the whole house ransacked?
I think it better we should leave before dark.
Why did my father name Captain Beaver?
He was a man your father trusted. You must be content with that.
Come, Nick.
Edward. Beaver. Mr. Travis.
Captain Beaver.
I assume that a buyer can be found for this estate.
What, a house of this elegance? Of course.
Good.
Thank you. But I fail to see your motive.
When a captain in His Majesty's Navy receives intelligence that his ship is to be ambushed, he tries for safer waters.
Did my father know his life was in danger? Bessie?
Where's that dratted airbrush?
Look, I'm not a child.
Then don't wish it on so. About my feelings, am I not supposed to have any?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean any harm.
They were killed by robbers. Isn't that enough for you? What more do you want?
Look, I said I'm sorry.
Where's your hairbrush?
Woman, come here.
That's the captain.
Let him come upstairs.
Hey, if your mother could hear that rudeness, she'd... Well, you know what she'd do.
That woman!
Nick.
Oh, very well.
You heard me call, boy. Why did you not answer? I'm your guardian now. I've decided to sell this house.
You've what?
When you leave here today, you will not be coming back.
You can't sell it.
Ask Miss Bessie to pack all your belongings. At the double.
Did you hear that? Did you?
Hear what?
I don't think it was Father's idea at all. I'll wager it was Captain Beaver that made him add that codicil. I won't stand for it.
Won't stand for what, love?
He wants to sell the house.
Never.
Did you know about it?
Oh, how could I know?
I'm sorry, Bessie. I'm very sorry. But I won't allow it.
You knew Captain Bullman well?
Very well.
Why did he leave the Navy?
Peacetime, Mr. Travis. In peacetime, naval officers are made supernumerary.
So you purchased an educational establishment?
I invested my prize money.
Had you previous scholastic experience?
I think I know what is best, Mr. Travis.
I'm sorry, sir, but I don't get what you or anyone else advises. I think it's bad advice. This is my home and I want to come back. My father would never have sold it.
You won't lose the value, Dominic.
I don't concern myself with that.
Perhaps you should.
The decision has already been made, Bullman. Have you packed?
I'm not leaving. The house is mine. You can't sell it without my permission.
I'm afraid he can, Dominic.
Well, what about the servants?
There is money to pay them off.
I won't have them paid off.
Do you have some purpose in sitting yourself down like a Hindu mystic?
Yes, I do.
Might I inquire what purpose?
I won't go unless Miss Dearlove goes with me.
Who?
Bessie.
My ship is not run petticoat style. Get up.
No.
Get up.
No.
Very well. I'll leave you here.
I mean it's about Bessie.
I will not take a woman.
Well, why not?
Bad for discipline.
You're running a school, not a ship.
I make officers, Mr. Travis. Do not teach me my business.
I beg your pardon. Discipline is one thing, Captain Beaver. The human heart is another.
Can Miss Dearlove cook?
I don't care. I don't care how much you stuck up for me. Sitting on the floor like that were a very daft thing to do.
I think it had a very great effect on Captain Beaver.
Since he's been in the Navy all his life and he's never got married, he wouldn't have much to do with children's tantrums, would he?
I'm not a child.
Oh, yes, you are.
In that case, it was a child that saved your job for you.
Saved? I'm on a month's trial.
Well?
I've been so sick in my life.
Seems I'm wrong whatever I do. Oh, don't mollycoddle me. George, pull him to a halt! Whoa. This is the place, isn't it?
Place? What place?
You know, Hangman's Hollow, where my mother and father were murdered.
Nick, Captain Beaver said we mustn't stop here, and he's right behind us.
Captain Beaver didn't lose all he had.
Nick! Young George, can't you stop him?
Why should I?
Because it's your duty.
I'm not so sure. He has a right to know.
His nobbit's a child. Nick!
I'm going to tell him.
Young George, if you tell him...
Listen, I'm dismissed, aren't I? So it doesn't matter anymore. Master Dominic! The men who killed your father did so because they were looking for something.
What? Looking for what?
Nobody knows.
Do you know?
Of course not.
Well, look, why wasn't I told before?
Because what you don't know can't harm you.
Oh, but it can, Bessie, it can.
Hey, up. There's Captain Beaver. Nick, we must go.
Bessie, was this Mamma's?
Let me see.
This glove?
Yes.
What about this watch?
I've never seen that before.
Never?
No, and I knew all her things. And it's not your father's either.
But it was wrapped in her glove. Must have fallen from the carriage.
Can we get moving before the captain rides up on us?
Aye, we must go. Come on, Nick.
George, I think this is it. What the murderers wanted.
I think you'd best tell the captain.
Him least of all. This is my secret. I'll get those men. It takes me all my life.